Science tells us that we only see a fraction of what's actually happening around us. Our brain filters out so much potential every single day. What if I told you that your current perspective is missing opportunities that could change your life? Sounds unbelievable, right? But by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why this happens, but you'll also discover the one realization that will help you break free from these mental blind spots and unlock possibilities you never thought possible. Let's get started. You don't want to miss this. Let's start by understanding what a realization truly is. A realization isn't just a passing thought or an idea. It's a profound moment when something clicks and the way you view the world shifts. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you see everything more clearly, and what once seemed impossible now feels achievable. These moments of clarity have the power to change your path entirely. But here's the fascinating part. We all have the potential for these breakthroughs. We just don't always recognize them when they come. Think about this. Every major discovery, innovation, or personal breakthrough started with someone having a realization that challenged what they thought they knew. So what makes these moments so powerful? It's simple. Realizations unlock new ways of thinking, and with that, new opportunities. But why don't we have them more often? The truth is, most of us are so caught up in our routines and beliefs that we never stop to question them. Realizations only happen when we're willing to pause, reflect, and open ourselves to a different perspective. That's what makes the realization we're about to discuss so transformative. It can help you see possibilities that you've been blind to all along. Let's address something many people experience but rarely talk about: feeling stuck. Do you ever feel like no matter how hard you try, things just don't change? Like there's an invisible wall keeping you from moving forward? If so, you're not alone. The truth is, most people feel stuck because they're trapped in a pattern of thinking that limits their potential. It's like being in a maze where the exit is just around the corner, but you can't see it because you're focused on the same dead ends over and over again. Why does this happen? It all comes down to our beliefs and perceptions. Our brains are wired to look for patterns and stick to what feels familiar. While that's helpful for basic survival, it can also trap us in cycles of doubt, fear, and inaction. For example, if you believe that success is only for people with certain privileges or talents, you are less likely to take risks or notice opportunities when they appear. The same goes for other limiting beliefs. They cloud your judgment, narrow your focus, and keep you stuck in a loop. What's worse is that these beliefs often operate in the background, like software running silently in your mind. You might not even realize they're there, but they're shaping your decisions, your actions, and ultimately, your future. The result? You feel stuck, even though the solution might be right in front of you. But here's the good news. Once you become aware of these mental barriers, you can start breaking free from them. And that's exactly what the realization we're going to explore will help you do. It will help you see the maze from a bird's eye view so you can finally find the exit and move forward with confidence. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. The one realization that can completely change how you see the world. Your perspective shapes your reality. It may sound simple, but its impact is profound. Everything you experience, every opportunity you see, and every decision you make is influenced by the way you perceive the world. If your perspective is narrow or clouded by doubt and fear, your world will feel small and full of obstacles. But if you broaden your perspective and choose to see possibilities instead of limitations, a whole new reality opens up. Think about this. Have you ever been so focused on a problem that you couldn't see the solution staring you in the face? That's the power of perspective. The problem didn't change, but when you shifted the way you looked at it, everything clicked into place. This realization is the key to unlocking those moments on a larger scale. By shifting how you view challenges, opportunities, and even yourself, you can start to uncover doors you didn't even know were there. And the best part? You have the power to change your perspective at any moment. It doesn't require luck, privilege, or even years of hard work. Just a willingness to see things differently. Let's dive deeper into why this realization works. Your perception acts like a filter. It determines what you focus on and, ultimately, what you experience. Here's an example. Two people can walk into the same room, face the same situation, and walk out with completely different takeaways. Why? Because what you notice depends on what you're looking for. If you expect failure, you're more likely to spot reasons why you'll fail. But if you look for opportunities, you'll start seeing them everywhere. This isn't just a mindset hack, it's backed by science. Our brains are wired to focus on what we believe is important. This is called the reticular activating system, a network in your brain that acts like a filter for information. Every second, your brain processes millions of pieces of data, but it can't handle all of that at once. So it prioritizes what aligns with your beliefs and expectations. That's why, when you buy a new car, you suddenly start noticing that same car everywhere. It was always there, but now your brain is tuned to recognize it. The same principle applies to opportunities in life. If you believe the world is full of limits, your brain will filter out anything that doesn't match that belief. But if you train your mind to focus on possibilities, you'll start to notice doors where you once saw walls. This shift doesn't just change what you see, it changes how you act. You become more open, more creative, and more willing to take risks. And that's when the magic happens. Your perception shapes your actions, and your actions shape your reality. Are you starting to see how powerful this realization can be? Stick with me, because up next, we'll uncover the hidden beliefs that might be holding you back and how to break free from them. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and the life you want: limiting beliefs. These are the deeply rooted ideas that tell you what's possible and what isn't. They operate quietly in the background, shaping your thoughts and decisions without you even realizing it. The worst part? They're often based on assumptions, fears, or past experiences that no longer apply to your current reality. For example, have you ever caught yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough, I don't have the right skills," or "It's too late for me to try something new"? These thoughts feel real in the moment, but they're just stories you've been telling yourself. And these stories become self-fulfilling prophecies. When you believe you're not capable, you hesitate, hold back, and miss out on opportunities. Your brain starts to focus only on evidence that supports those beliefs, making the cycle even harder to break. But here's the truth. These beliefs aren't facts. They're just filters, and you have the power to change them. The first step is recognizing them. Start by asking yourself, what am I assuming to be true that might not be? When you bring these limiting beliefs to the surface, they lose their grip on you. From there, you can replace them with empowering beliefs. Ideas that open doors instead of closing them. Imagine replacing "I can't" with "What if I could?" Or "It's too late" with "It's never too late to start fresh." These small shifts can create a ripple effect. changing how you see yourself and the world around you. So, how do you actually shift your perspective and break free from those limiting beliefs? The key is to expand the way you look at the world. Think of your perspective like a camera lens. If it's zoomed in too close, you only see a small part of the picture. But when you zoom out, you get a clearer view of all the possibilities. Expanding your perspective works the same way. One way to do this is by practicing curiosity. Instead of jumping to conclusions, start asking questions. For example, if you're facing a challenge, instead of thinking, "This is impossible," ask yourself, "What am I not seeing?" Or, "What's another way to approach this?" Questions like these open your mind to new solutions and help you see beyond the obvious. Another technique is to step outside your comfort zone. When you try new experiences, meet different people, or learn new skills, you're essentially giving your brain fresh information to work with. This disrupts old patterns and allows you to see things from a new angle. Even small changes, like taking a different route to work or reading a book on a topic you've never explored, can spark fresh insights. Lastly, practice mindfulness. When you slow down and pay attention to the present moment, you become more aware of your thoughts and how they're shaping your experience. This awareness helps you catch limiting beliefs in action and choose a different perspective. Remember, every time you challenge an old way of thinking, you're opening a door to something new. The more you expand your perspective, the more opportunities you'll start to see. It's not about changing the world, it's about changing how you see it. And that change can transform everything. Now that you've learned how to expand your perspective, let's focus on uncovering the opportunities hiding in plain sight. These opportunities aren't new. They've always been around you. The reason they feel invisible is that your attention has been locked on other things, like challenges or limitations. Imagine standing in a crowded room, thinking there's no way out. But then, you take a step back, and suddenly you notice a door you hadn't seen before. That's how hidden opportunities work. They become visible when you start looking at the bigger picture. To find these opportunities, you need to shift your mindset. Start by reframing problems as possibilities. When you face a challenge, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What can I do with this?" Many times, what feels like an obstacle is really a stepping stone to something better. Another way to uncover opportunities is to follow your curiosity. Pay attention to what excites or intrigues you. It could be a project, an idea, or a skill you've always wanted to explore. These moments of interest aren't random. They're clues pointing you toward doors waiting to be opened. Finally, don't wait for the perfect moment to act. Often opportunities remain hidden because we hesitate, hoping for clarity before taking the first step. But clarity comes from action. Even small, imperfect actions can reveal new paths and possibilities. The key is to stay open, curious, and willing to take a chance. You'll be amazed at what you discover. Understanding that your perspective shapes your reality is powerful, but the real magic happens when you put this idea into practice. So, how do you begin? Start by identifying the mental filters shaping your current experiences. Take a few moments to reflect. What are the beliefs and assumptions you hold about yourself, your abilities, and the world around you? Write them down and then ask yourself, is this really true, or is it just a story I've been telling myself? The simple act of questioning your beliefs can create space for new possibilities. Next, reframe your limiting beliefs into empowering ones. For instance, if you find yourself thinking, "I'm not capable of doing this," replace it with, I may not have all the answers now, but I'm capable of learning and growing. This small shift in language helps train your mind to focus on what's possible instead of what's holding you back. Another powerful tool is gratitude. When you practice gratitude, you're teaching your brain to notice what's going well instead of fixating on what's missing. Start a simple daily habit. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small they might seem. Expanding your perspective is also about exposing yourself to new ideas and experiences. Surround yourself with people who challenge your thinking. Read books or watch content that inspires you, and try activities that push you outside your comfort zone. Every time you see something from a new angle, you're broadening your perspective. Finally, take action. Even small, consistent steps can create momentum. Say yes to opportunities that scare you a little. Experiment with different approaches to solving problems, and allow yourself to make mistakes along the way. The more you practice these steps, the more natural this mindset shift will become, and the more opportunities you'll begin to see in every corner of your life. Let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered. The realization that your perspective shapes your reality has the power to completely transform your life. By shifting how you view challenges, opportunities, and even yourself, you can unlock doors that you never knew existed. You've learned how limiting beliefs keep you stuck, how to expand your perspective to see the bigger picture, and practical steps to uncover hidden opportunities and take action. But here's the thing. None of this will matter if you don't apply it. Change begins when you decide to shift your mindset, take that first step, and commit to seeing the world differently. This isn't about overnight success. It's about consistent, small changes that build over time. Every time you question a limiting belief, every time you choose gratitude, every time you take action despite uncertainty, you're moving closer to the life you truly want. Now it's your turn to act. Look at your current situation. What's one thing you can see differently starting today? Maybe it's a challenge you've been avoiding or an opportunity you've overlooked. Commit to shifting your perspective and take that first small step. Remember, the key to a new world is in how you choose to see it. If this video resonated with you, take a moment to share it with someone who might need this realization too. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more insights like this. Because the journey doesn't end here. This is just the beginning of a whole new way of seeing the world. Let's take this journey together.